Hello, Dr. Brandon Vaughn, that tie-dye guy, coming to you today with how to write smarter goals for your life. You might remember from previous episodes, the acronym SMARTER stands for specific and measurable, action-oriented, risky, time-based, exciting, and relevant. Today, we are talking about how to make risky goals. Very much influenced by Michael Hyatt. You should go check him out, read some of his materials. You might think risky goals isn't the whole thing about making goals that should happen. The fact is, interesting thing about humans, and research backs this up many, many times. If we don't push ourselves to a high level of excellence, we will often give up much easier. We will often get bored with our goals and quit them. The best way to make a goal achievable is actually to make it risky to the point you might not be able to actually pull it off. This is a very big thing. You've got to make it challenging enough that it actually pushes you beyond your comfort zone. That's going to help you stay engaged. It's going to keep you motivated. It's going to keep you driven toward your goal. If you set goals that are too easy, you're going to become complacent. You're going to find it difficult to see it through. If you think back in your life, when you've made goals that were too easy, you did that. You need to shoot for the stars. You need to make really big goals that might make you sweat a little bit of whether you can actually pull it off or not. How are some ways you can do that? Well, number one, you need to stretch beyond your current capabilities. So set goals that you're not entirely certain how to achieve it right now. This is going to make you learn and adapt and grow in order to accomplish those goals. For instance, if you're used to running 5K races, register for a half marathon instead, because that will push you into unfamiliar territory. Another way you can do this is to set tighter deadlines. Again, this is kind of borrowing from something we're going to talk about, time-based parts of your goal. But if you can compress the amount of time you have available, you're going to be forced to prioritize, be more efficient. You're going to think more creatively. If you think a project might take 3 months, for instance, maybe challenge yourself to finish it in 2 months. Raise the stakes. Attach consequences or rewards or public commitments to your goals. For example, you might announce your goal publicly, thereby making yourself accountable to other people. This could be as simple as telling friends and family, posting it on social media, or even starting a blog about your journey. But be careful about this because there is some research out there that says that many times when people go and post their goals on social media, they get such a delight out of posting it that they don't actually do their goal. Pick a narrow window of people, possibly friends, accountability partners, maybe double back on the thought of broadcasting it to the entire world, because you might find you're pretty satisfied with just doing that you don't actually even work on the goal itself. Target larger outcomes. So instead of aiming for small incremental improvements, maybe aim for significant leaps in your outcomes. So if your sales and you usually aim for 10% increase in your targets, maybe consider pushing yourself for a 25% or even a 50% increase. This is going to force you, when you do these steps, it's going to demand your focus. It's going to demand your creativity and your energy. It's going to be what you need to push you into excellence. Life is short. Why waste it doing mundane, small things? Why don't you aim for big things instead and do that? If you failed, you're going to find that you still accomplish more than you thought you might have otherwise. You're going to benefit. Even if you don't succeed, I would probably suggest you're going to succeed more than you thought. You're going to find yourself rising to the occasion way more than you ever dreamed possible. So here's some examples of non-risky and risky goals. Here's a non-risky goal: jog for 15 minutes daily. Okay, how's a risky goal? How about train to complete a marathon within 6 months? A little bit more risky. Save $100 a month. How about save $500 a month for an entrepreneurial venture? Learn basics of French. How about achieve fluent conversation level in French by year's end? How about attending 2 networking events this year? Kind of safe. How about lead and organize a major industry networking event within 9 months? About reading 1 book per month. That's kind of safe. What's a risky goal? How about writing and publishing a novel within a year? As I said earlier, life is short. Don't spend your life making mundane, small goals. Reach for the stars and go for it. Go for something big, something you know when you've made it, when you look at it and you say, I don't know if I really know how to pull this off. Now, you want to avoid delusion. So, if I want to become a great basketball player, it might be delusional to think at my age that I'm going to be a star player for the Los Angeles Lakers. That's probably delusional. But could I become a great player in my city for maybe a league of people in my age group? That's kind of risky because I don't even play basketball right now. Don't know if I could pull that off. There's a difference between risky and delusional. We're not talking about delusional goals. We're talking about risky goals that make a difference, that motivate you, and that's worth living in your life. Go out today and practice writing risky goals. You go out today and write them. Do this. You got to practice it. You got to put it into play. So go out today and live your life with intention, passion, and purpose. Your life is an occasion. Rise to it.